Chair Belarakis, Ranking Member Schakowsky, Chair McMorris-Rogers, and Ranking Member Pallone. Members of the subcommittee, it's an honor to testify before you today. I hope to strengthen your understanding of the issues we're discussing with my
Do you
own
mind pulling the
personal
mic a
story.
little closer to your mouth, please?
Yes. Is that better, y'all? All right, perfect. I hope to strengthen your understanding of the issues we're discussing today with my own personal story and the knowledge and experience of the young people I have the privilege of representing through the Young People's Alliance. My name is Ava Smithing, and I was one of the teenage girls on Instagram with an eating disorder. I say this all the time. I've said it to many members of your staff, but there are no words I could use that would describe in full the dehumanization that comes with valuing your appearance over your health and well-being, or the pain and anger that comes from knowing this was inflicted on me for profit. I first downloaded social media when I was 10 or 11 years old. There was a brief moment when the platforms did as they promised and peacefully connected me to my friends and new ideas. Then, Facebook bought Instagram, and everything changed. We could have never imagined what would happen and what would have been ushered onto social media in the coming years, along with algorithmically recommended content and targeted advertising. Soon after this change, between photos of my friends and family, appeared advertisements of women with unrealistic bodies. My natural tendency to compare, and therefore inclination to pay attention to these posts, was taken by Instagram as an invitation for more like them. Companies' ability to track engagements, such as the duration of time I looked at a photo, revealed to them what would keep me engaged: my own insecurity. They stored my insecurity as data and linked it to all of my accounts across the internet. They used my data to infer what other types of ads and content I might like, leading me down a pipeline from bikini advertisements to exercise videos to dieting tips and finally to eating disorder content. I have a very specific memory of one post titled Ballerina Diet, suggesting that the daily intake of only a black coffee, an orange, and 16 almonds would keep me thin. In a sea of photos of unrealistically thin women, this ballerina diet was my life raft. The data they collected represents my greatest vulnerability. I wasn't thin enough. I interacted with one picture of one thin girl one time, and that's all I was ever able to see. For 10 years, I was trapped inside this echo chamber, where social media takes a classic American beauty standard and puts it on a loop in front of my face, while also showing me in real time the huge number of likes and comments of adoration these posts were getting and reminding me the limited number of posts and likes mine was getting. Societal validation through thinness, in my specific case, is the carrot. Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok are the stick, and I, along with the rest of America's youth, am the donkey. None of this would have happened to me if we had a national data privacy standard that ensured data minimization and gave me the ability to correct these ill-informed inferences. None of this would have happened to me if we had the Kids Online Safety Act that ensured companies exercise reasonable care to mitigate harm to me. None of this would have happened to me if I had the option to opt out of algorithms that use my data to target me with harmful content, or better yet, if these algorithms had been defaulted off. I harbor no resentment. I understand the unprecedented nature of social media made it impossible for us to know what was coming and to properly act to prevent these harms. And I'm grateful for the progress we have made this far, but we desperately need to pass legislation like the Kids Online Safety Act to protect against downstream harms caused by specific design features. We need to pass COPPA 2.0 to update that old, tired privacy law, and we need to pass comprehensive data privacy to protect all Americans. Whatever steps we take to protect kids alone will eventually prove fruitless if the democracy they grow up into is too fractured to function. Data privacy will protect users from the harm and polarization caused by social media upstream by limiting the information platforms can collect on them and use to sort them into echo chambers. Data privacy will ensure that future iterations of exploitation of our data are protected against and create a framework for which we can regulate artificial intelligence. I promise you that passing legislation like the bills we are talking about today will make your jobs easier and uncloud the heavily polarized discourse that are happening about these issues online. Thankfully, there's a growing movement of young people dedicated to advocating for my generation. Our partnership with the Design It For Us Coalition underscores this, as I see more young people every day joining this fight. Ultimately, this is about more than data privacy and protecting kids online. It's about establishing a precedent for how we react to technology when it endangers us and our humanity, and demonstrating to younger generations that their futures are our priority. Thank you all for your time and work this far, and I look forward to answering your questions.